This video is part of a full podcast, link in the description for the full podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe and turn that notification bell on. Enjoy the video. So let's get on with some Premier League predictions. Javier, who in your updated Premier League predictions as of the 19th of September, who do you have in 20th place?
Bournemouth.
Yep, same.
Just not a strong squad whatsoever.
Nope.
I mean, like, they've had some decent games this year. I mean, the Forest comeback was inspired. But, I mean, their squad is extremely weak.
It is.
I don't know how they've managed to take that squad to the Prem.
Agreed, yeah, and when a manager's getting sacked for the transfer business and for the squad you've got, you know things are bad. Bournemouth in 20th, they haven't got a new manager in yet.
No.
So that shows a lot. Bournemouth in 20th, I think it's just dead certain and we'll move on. But Bournemouth into 20th place.
Yeah.
Next up, we will have Forest. Oh, wait, no, who do you have in 19th? Sorry.
I wonder who you have then. I have Fulham.
You've got Fulham?
Got Fulham.
I've got Fulham in 12th. So tell me why you've got Forest in 19th.
I haven't got Forest in 19th.
What? Tell me why you've got Fulham in 19th, Javier.
You know what?
You
I don't actually know.
Die on your sword, Javier. Why have you got Fulham in 19th? I'm not letting you change
I don't know. I don't know. I was just thinking the other teams above them just look better, but they don't.
They don't.
I'm gonna make a late switch. 90th minute super sub. Southampton 19th.
So why have you got? I've got Southampton in 17th. So why have you got Southampton in 19th?
Squad. I mean, it's literally just about the fact that the squads around them are a lot stronger. But the squad's good, but I have squads that are like Forest or Fulham, Brentford, Leicester, Everton. They're all stronger squads, so I think that's what will take them down the backup. Especially if they get an injury to a key player like Ward-Prowse or something, then they have, I don't even know who to replace him.
Yeah, good point to be fair. I mean, you look at Southampton, they're 14th in the league at the moment. They have beaten Chelsea so far this season. They beat Leeds. No, they drew with Leeds, sorry. They beat Leicester. But I see what you mean by Southampton. I did keep them up because I do like some of their players. I like Sekou Mara, I like Gavin Bazunu. So I've gone for Nottingham Forest.
Bella Kotchap I really like.
Bella Kotchap, Aribo.
Yeah.
Duja Kaletakar.
Who else is there? I like Ward-Prowse a lot.
Yeah, Ward-Prowse obviously as well. I haven't got. We'll talk about Southampton a bit. For me, I've gone for Forest. I think they've signed too many players. The manager isn't happy. It's hard to keep that dressing room happy. And I think, to be honest, I can see 5 or 6 of the players they signed in the summer moving on in January. I can see like Lingard going. I can see them trying to get rid of a couple of others as well. And I just don't think it's worked out. I think they've signed too much. You know, Marinakis has signed 42 players this summer.
Wow.
22 for Forest and 20 for Olympiacos.
I mean, them Olympiacos signings on the last day, wow. I mean, you've got Marcelo, Rodriguez and Cedric Bakambu all on the same day.
Yeah,
and it was all within 4 hours.
And somehow Josh Bowler was included in that window. What's the sense? Marinakis, what's the sense? I'd love to get you on and ask why you've signed half of these players. Why have you signed Josh Bowler for Olympiacos? It doesn't make sense. So, Forest, 22 signings. I don't think many of them will work out. Some of them will. Some of them are great. Mangala looks good. But I just can't put them any higher than 19th. And I think they'll lose Cooper. I think they'll sack him. And I think they'll get in someone who's not as good.
But the one thing I will say about Forest is they do have some injuries to some key players. Like Ania Kate is going to be a key player in that defence because they do not have a single quick defender in that back line. You've got Cook, who's about as slow as a snail. You've got McKenna's a good defender, but he's just not got he's not got the pace. Worrell isn't quite Premier League quality. You've got Bolly, who's got the Premier League experience. He's going to be a good signing, and I think Niakate is just going to bring that. He's going to bring that pace into the back line because the first game of the season against West Ham. Was it West Ham? Yeah, they won West Ham.
It wasn't the first game, but yeah.
It was the first game they won, sorry.
First game they won, yeah.
He was the one who contained Bowen, Antonio, and Ben Rama. He contained all three with just his pace.
I like Willie. I like Willy Bolly.
Oh, I just said that.
I like Willy Bolly. I didn't even mean to. I like Willy Bolly. I think he's a big centre half. And I was being very careful when I said the word big then, because I could not say, yeah. All right. Well, you know what? We'll move on from 19th. Shabir, who do you have in 18th?
Forest. I've got Forest in relegation.
All right. Well, we've touched on them, haven't we? Why do you think they'll go down quickly?
I think he'll go to the last day. However, like I said with Niakate, he will add the he will add the pace into defence, but I don't think it's going to quite be enough. Because they've got a Waniyi who Forest fans don't think he's great, even though he scored 2 of their 5 goals this season. But then he did miss a horrendous chance against Bournemouth to make it 3-0 in the final minute. But I think it's just the fact that they have too many options. It just ruins the rhythm of the squad. You want to have a squad who will start basically week in, week out. You could do whatever you want, but the thing with Cooper is he has to rotate that squad so much just to keep everyone happy, and he doesn't have a clear tactic of what he wants to do with all them players.
Fair enough, I can't argue with that. I've got Everton in 18th.
No.
I wasn't convinced by anybody else to go down.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I just wasn't. Fulham, I've obviously put them high. I like Fulham, I really do. I think some of their business has been excellent. I like Palace, I like Brighton, yes. Brighton I've got low. That's because I don't know what the new manager's going to do. Brentford, Leicester, Southampton. I don't think any of these teams go down.
Yeah.
And I just look at that Everton squad and I go, you don't have a good enough striker. Your centre-backs aren't good enough.
Yeah.
And they're the 2 biggest parts of the side. I don't care if you've got 4 really good defensive midfielders. Why did he sign 3 defensive midfielders? I've got no idea.
Not a clue. They're all good, to be fair. I mean, Onana's more of a centre mid than he is a CDM.
Okay, well, still.
Still 2 CDMs.
Yeah.
Onana is an absolute monster.
I know he is. But you need to spend that Richarlison money on a striker, not Neil Maupay.
Neil Maupay's better than Haaland, I'm telling you right now. He's got a goal already, yeah? How many goals did it take? In fact, he scored in his first game. He scored 2 in his first game, never mind. How many goals has Vardy got this season? There you go, exactly. There you go. Good. Maupay's better than Vardy.
But I think you're going down.
Fair enough.
I just don't see enough. I don't see enough from Lampard. I think he'll get sacked halfway through. And you'll bring in Nuno.
I can see it, to be fair.
You'll go to the Saudi League and you'll go, Nuno, we want you here.
You mean Nuno is in the one who managed Tottenham and Wolves, right?
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
He's managing in the Saudi League at the moment.
Hang on. Is he?
Unless he's been sacked.
Hold on, let me see this.
Nuno,
he does. Al-Ittihad.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think you'll go and get him.
Fair enough, yeah.
And he'll go down. So yeah, Everton in 18th. Who do you have in 17th?
This is my bold one. I have Wolves in 17th.
Ooh. Okay.
Now, the thing with Wolves, I've really liked their business. I think Nunez was an excellent signing. He's looking like a good player. However, I'm just not convinced by that squad, really. I don't think their squad depth isn't amazing. They've got just their starting 11 is strong. However, one injury to that and the entire thing is basically messed up. I'm not convinced by the squad.
I don't like their depth. No, I don't. And I think the lack of striker could harm them. I've put Wolves higher. I have. And I am starting to reconsider that, to be honest, now I've heard that. So they might drop down a couple of places.
Yeah.
But I still think that they're a better
relegation zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Who knows, maybe the signing of Diego Costa will finally get them goals flowing again. Yeah. But I don't know.
I don't think they're in 17th. I was just changing Wolves. I've dropped them down 1 position.
Okay.
But I don't think they're that bad. So, yeah, Wolves, I don't think you will. I'll put Southampton 17th. We've already discussed Southampton. I think they've got a good young squad. I did tip them to go down in my before season Premier League predictions. However, I've tipped them to do a little bit better now. I've tipped them 17th, and I think that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Who do you have in 16th?
In 16th, I have Leicester City.
Same here.
The only, I mean, I don't think there's a chance you get relegated. That's unless by some sort of miracle that Rodgers keeps his job the entire season.
Yeah.
Which you'll have a worse. Will you have a worse if you're on course to have a worse record than Derby. But yeah, I just, to be fair, your squad hasn't strengthened since last year.
Yeah, it's got
Woos
Farce.
Yeah, Woos Farce, who, if I'm not, was he any good in this first game? I don't know.
He was. I mean, I don't want to say he was good, but nobody was.
To be fair, it's hard to
I
play
can't
good
comment.
at a team that's conceded 6.
Yeah, it is, but he wasn't bad either.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't think anybody was actually a shambles in that game versus Spurs. I mean, Castagne was.
Would you say Danny Ward?
Danny Ward's abysmal. But yeah, 16th. I think the lack of goalkeeper will harm us. I think give us a new manager and we'll come.
Yeah.
Give us Dyche and I think we'll do well. So 16th for Leicester. I think. Give us a new manager and we'll be alright. Who do you have in 15th?
I have Fulham in 15th.
Why is that?
Again, just not. I mean, to be fair, they've brought in some good signings. They've got Mbabu, who's always a big impact off the bench. I mean, who was it that Fulham won 3-2 against? He got the assist to Mitrovic in the final minute. He's just a player that can put the ball in the box, which is what you need with a striker like Mitrovic, because he's just a bagsman in the box. You just need to put it in there. But I think that I just have a feeling again, like, just the teams above them have a stronger squad than them. It's not a fact of their squad isn't good. It's just the teams above them have a lot better of a squad.
Fair enough. This is 15th, isn't it? I've got Brentford.
15th, yeah. Fair enough. I've got them higher.
I could see them losing Frank, and that harms them. If they get an injury to Tony, they're screwed.
Yeah, I shouldn't think about that.
If they get an injury to Damsgaard, I think there's just a lot of players they could. They're another squad that maybe doesn't have the depth needed. So for me, 15th for Brentford.
Okay, that's fair enough.
It
goes either way, to be fair.
Yeah, it does. Who do you have in 14th?
I have Everton in 14th.
Okay.
This is because, as of these first 7 games, we may have only won 1, but we've lost 2, so we're proving to be a very hard side to get points off. I think when we're playing at home, that's going to be a big thing to keep us up. And I think Frank's got a good squad together. I mean, I think with the budget that we've had, I think our business has been incredible. We've got in Idrissa Gana Gueye, which I think was a £2 million signing.
It was cheap.
Yeah, you've got Morpay, he was just a necessity. I mean, he got his first goal on the weekend against, I've forgotten who we've already played. We played West Ham. Sorry, played West Ham, and I think we were comfortable that game. I think we've got an organised side. We've got Pickford, who's incredible. We've got a good defence now. Our midfield is incredible, and we've got a good attack. I think this is the first time since. I'm going to say that this is the first time since Carlo that we've had a squad where the manager knows what he wants to do with the squad. Okay. And yeah, I think we're just going to prove to be a team that's hard to get points off.
A lot of draws I could see. For me, it's the lack of goals that got you down, but then as well, if you can turn them into draws, I think you're fine.
Yeah.
So, alright, fair enough. Alright, I see that. Who do you have in 13th?
13th.
Wait, did I say who I've got in 14th, actually?
No, you didn't actually.
I've got Brighton in 14th. I just don't know what the new manager's going to bring. Yeah. Full stop. End of. If it's Potter, they go 7th. And genuinely, if it's Graham Potter, they're 7th for me. But I don't know what the new manager's going to bring, and I can't really comment on how he's going to fit. So, 14th. It's safe, isn't it? Yeah. Who do you have in 13th?
In 13th, I have Brighton.
Oh, fair
again,
enough,
it was basically just the same reason as you. I don't know what the new manager brings in. However, they do still have a good squad. I think Caicedo and it's Caicedo.
Caicedo, yeah.
You've got Caicedo and Gross, who I think are
both very good.
very good midfielders. You've got Trossard, who's always going to be
out of contract next summer.
Is he?
Out of contract summer 2023, unless he's got any sort of extensions in there. But he is out of contract, so he could be one free agent on the market to watch out for in January.
Yes. I just think they have a good squad. I think they have a good squad. They have a good enough squad to keep out of the relegation scrap, I think.
Fair enough. I've got Crystal Palace in 13th.
Okay.
They just screwed mid-table. Under Vieira, they're a good side. They've got some very good players. I like Guehi, I like Anderson, I like Mitchell, I like Elise, I like Eze. But they just scream 13th.
Yeah.
And I think they're a good side. But yeah, 13th for me. Who do you have in 12th?
I have Brentford in 12th.
Okay.
So this is before you raise the point that if Tony gets an injury, then who do they bring in? Because I actually can't name another striker that they have.
Is Dostiloglu is his name? Is he still there?
Oh,
I'll have a look.
Turkish striker.
I'll have a look for Brentford strikers now. But yes, I agree with your point.
They have an Iranian striker. Actually, I think I know that they have some Iranian dom, but he's not great.
They've got Godos, so I don't know if he's a striker.
Yeah, I think he's the Iranian person.
Is he the Iranian guy? If he's not, then they don't have another striker in the squad.
Yeah. However, if you keep Tony fit, he's a man that you can rely on for goals.
Indeed.
You've got a plethora of wingers to choose from. You've got Mbomo, Keenlos, Potter, Damsgaard. Who else have you got? You've
Visser.
got so many. Yeah, Visser. The midfield again, quite solid. You've got Josh Da Silva, who made an incredible start to the season. Slowed down a bit, but he's still a solid player. You've got
Norgard. You've got Onyeka.
Yeah.
There's some good players in there. Alright, I see your point. I've got Fulham 12.
That's fair enough.
I'm not sure why I've got them so high, I'm going to be honest. But I just look at the squad and I look at Silva and I see the fact that it could very easily be a second season syndrome. But I think Leno's a really good keeper.
Yes.
I think the signing of Kurzawa could end up actually coming good because he's got something to prove if they can get him fit. The centre-back pairing of Duffy and Diop scares me.
Yes.
And maybe I've put them too high. I think I've probably put them too high.
Yeah.
But Solomon I like. Pereira I like. James I think's alright. João Palhinha is excellent. And Alexander Mitrovic will be the reason these guys stay up.
I see it.
16 goals.
Yeah.
And that will fire them into... He's already got 6.
Yeah.
And that will fire them into 12th.
Yeah, I can see it.
So I've died on my sword. Maybe I'm not confident, but I've died on it. Who do you have in 11th?
I have West Ham in 11th.
Okay.
The thing that scares me about them is their defence.
Okay.
They concede far too much. I mean, they've tried to bring in Theo Kehrer, but he has been absolutely horrendous. He's had an own goal, a red card in his first 3 games, I think it is. I'm just not convinced by the squad. They haven't made too many changes. I think Moyes just wants to keep the squad the same. As I said, he's just not strengthened the squad. If anything, it's just weakened a bit. Just not. They don't score enough, and they also concede too much. So it's not really something that you want there. Obviously brought in Scamacca, who is coming off the bench a lot, but I think he's just trying to, get into it. I think he's going to be a good player. Came on against Everton, made a decent little impact, but obviously wasn't enough. But I just don't see Crystal Palace pushing higher than
Chris, I was going to say
West Ham pushing higher than 10th.
Are we on? I swear we're on 11th.
Yeah,
I'm all over the place. Yeah, 11th.
It's 10th, 11th.
Alright, fair enough.
You could switch these.
I've got Wolves in 11th.
Okay.
I think they've got a good team. I like Nunez. I'm worried about the strikers. I'm worried about some of the centre-back situation. I don't know why they let go Cody, in all honesty. But I think 11th, mid-table, is fair enough.
Yeah.
Who do you have in 10th then?
In 10th, I have Leeds United.
Mhm.
So I like the business they've done this summer. They've got in Christensen, Aronson, Adams. They've got some good players. They had Rodrigo, who was hitting goals like it was nothing until his injury. But I think all round they still have a good squad, a good young squad.
Indeed.
And well, yeah, it's just I think again they're just a side that scores a lot, but also again a side that concedes a lot. So we'll see how it pans out, but I just think they'll be a mid-table side.
Mid-table side.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I've got Aston Villa in 10th.
Okay.
They just scream again mid-table. I could have put them lower. There's such a range of teams here that could be higher, could be lower.
Yeah.
Brentford, I'm sure people might get in the comments saying I put them in too low. Same with Brighton. And people might go, Villa and Wolves and Fulham deserve to be lower. There's just this mid-table region where anything could happen. I just think they've got some real quality within that squad. If Bailey can come good, he's incredible.
Yeah.
If Watkins can start banging in some goals. If
Danny Ings-Scott's.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not convinced with some of their team, to be honest, so maybe 10th is too high, and I don't like Gerrard, but that's part of the thing. I feel like they could sack Gerrard and get like Poch.
Yeah.
At which point, then yes, I'm very confident with this Villa side. So yeah, Aston Villa into 10th for me.
What was that? It was 9th. Was that? No, it wasn't 9th. That was 10th.
That was 10th. Who do you have in 9th, Jimmy?
In 9th, I have. I've just switched these two around. I've got Crystal Palace in 9th.
Wow. Okay.
Because I think they have a really strong squad and they have a manager who knows what they're doing. I like Crystal Palace. I just think I think they're just a solid team. But
they're a well-run club at the moment.
Yeah.
Doing it right.
Yeah. Again, it's just the situation of they have a better squad than everyone else around them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I've put them 13th. It's fairly similar.
Yeah.
9th, I've got Leeds.
Okay.
Like some of the players, really like Aronson, really like Christensen, really like Rocker, really like Adams, really like Sinistera.
Oh, forgot about Sinistera actually.
Leeds in 9th for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's not really much more to say. I just really like their good, young, hungry squad. Who do you have in 8th?
I have Aston Villa.
Okay.
This is again, it's just the same thing. They have a better squad than everyone below them, but I don't think Aston Villa are that great of a side. But I think they'll just somehow find a way to creep into that European fight. I think their squad's really good. I think Buendia. I think this could finally be his season because he's got a point to prove more than ever now.
He does.
They've got Watkins, who I think Watkins is still a very good striker. They've got a quite well-rounded defence. You've got Tyrone Mings, who I know a lot of people don't really like.
I don't rate him, no.
But again, he brings in a lot of experience with them. He's got the England experience. They've got a good midfield, Douglas Luiz, who I think is extremely underrated. I think he's a very good midfielder. You've got John McGinn, you've got Coutinho, whether he starts to perform or not. I think he's just got a good, strong squad with a bit of depth with it as well.
Fair enough. In 8th, I have West Ham.
Okay.
For me, it's down to one player, Lucas Paqueta. I will keep banging the drum on Paqueta until he turns into a monster. Everyone on here has heard me talk about him 2 or 3 times now. I love Paqueta. He's going right to the top.
Oh, I've forgotten about Paqueta.
Yeah, Paqueta for me, 8th. It's the reason why I've put West Ham 8th. I like Scamacca as well, but I don't know if he's the West Ham striker. But yeah, Paqueta for me, West Ham 8th because of that. Who do you have in 7th position then, Jabir?
I have Newcastle, and
okay.
I'm going to say it again. They've just got a stronger squad than everyone. I think their squad is very strong. Their starting 11 is obviously up there. They've got Pope in goal. You've got a solid defence, especially with the addition of Botman. I really like him. I think he's solid, and he's young as well, so he has time to develop. If he doesn't work, you sell him on for 20 million. Either way, you don't really lose. You've got Dan Burn next to him, who I really like. Fabian Schär. The left back is what concerns me, because their best left back, I think, is Matt Targett.
Yeah. Which
I'm not convinced at. Obviously, the rest of the squad is good. In midfield, you've got Guimaraes. I've already forgotten now. Almiron, who can play there. Joe Willock. Joe Linton. Forgot him again. And then the attack, obviously, you've got Isaac, Maximin. You've just got a huge amount of options, whatever you want to do.
It's a very good attack. I've also got Newcastle in 7th. I like Isaac. I like Isaac a lot. I think he's a good striker. Is he a goal scorer? I'm not 100% sure. However, he's a good striker. And he helps to link the play well, and I like Isaac a lot. I like St. Max. I like Joe Linton now. I didn't used to like him as a striker, but I like him as a midfielder. I like Bruno. I don't mind Target, to be fair. Trippier's obviously great. Botman's alright. Botman's very good, actually. Pope's good. So yeah, Newcastle in 7th. I think they're going to the Conference League.
That's okay. That's fair enough. Oh, so 7th that qualifies?
7th is Conference League, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's top 4 Champions League, 5th and 6th Europa League, 7th Conference League.
For some reason, I thought 7th was the qualifying stages of the Europa League, and then 8th was...
Not anymore, no. It's changed.
Okay. Fair enough.
It used to be qualifying stages for Europa League, but now it's
okay.
I don't really know what's happened. Who do you have in 6th place, then, Jabir?
I have Manchester United.
Okay.
I like the business I've liked some of the business that they've done. I think Anthony was the exception. I think 85 million was absolutely extortionate for a player who doesn't score a lot. He just brings a lot of flair into the game. But Lisandro Martinez, I really like the signing of him.
Very good signing.
I think with the early criticism with his height, will he be able to adapt? If you play a tall centre back next to him, he should be fine. But either way, he does win a lot of aerial battles. Yeah. Very solid defender. Malacia I like a lot. I think he reminds you a bit of Van Aanholt. Just a fast striker. Okay. Fast striker. I've lost it. A fast left back who can get the ball in the box.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Literally the same thing. Casemiro, God knows how he'll perform, but if he's anything like the Real Madrid version of himself, then
he'll be great.
Yeah, solid.
So why 6th? Why not 5th or 4th or 3rd?
You've probably heard me say this before, but they just have a weaker squad than everyone.
I see your point. I see your point. I've also got United 6th, and it's the point where they've got a good squad. They've got a very good. Well, they've got a good team. The squad is not there yet, and they've obviously, compared to the rest of the league, they've got a good squad. And Ten Hag's an excellent manager. Just what's going on behind the board. However, he just needs another year or 2. Let him have another summer. If he can do another summer like he's done this summer, bring in a top tier striker. I can see them getting Osimhen.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring in Osimhen, bring in another centre-back so that you can let some of the trash go. I was going to say something else. So you can let some of the trash go, the Lindelofs of this world. Bring in another right-back so you can let Wan-Bissaka go. Yeah. It's these kind of things that, they just need to slowly start to phase out. And he's a very good manager.
It's not going to be a quick process.
No, not at all. Because they've got Phil Jones still at Manchester United.
You've got... Who have you even got that you want to get rid of? I mean, clearly Van der Beek isn't part of plans.
The midfield, Van der Beek, Fred, McTominay. I know some of them are decent players to have around the squad as backups, but not to be starting.
Yeah, especially with the wages that they're probably taking up.
Exactly.
Get so much better than that.
Exactly. That's why I've also put them 6th, and I fully agree with you on that one. Who do you have in 5th position? In
5th, I have Tottenham.
Okay.
And this is just because I think they will... I've made a new term. I think they will Tottenham it. Which is a term for absolutely bottle it in the last few games. I think... I want to see what their last run of games is. If I'm not...
I'll have a look for you now. You keep talking, I'll have a look.
Okay. Yeah, I was just looking now, sorry. They play Man United and Liverpool straight in April. So I think that, especially with playing teams like Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, you've got You've got sides that are probably still playing for something. You know, if you're playing like a side that are already relegated or something.
I don't know. These four sides, the four sides they finished the season with, Palace, Villa, Brentford, Leeds, they'll all be safe, and I don't think they'll have a chance for Europe.
But again, they'll just be the outside. Like, if you remember, it was not last season; it was the season before that. You had about 5 teams that are competing for Europe.
Yeah.
On the last day, and obviously it went to it was Tottenham, and it wasn't Arsenal actually. It was Tottenham because they won the final day against your beloved Leicester.
They did, and Chelsea lost and still got third. And yeah. All right. So you've got Spurs fifth. I've got Chelsea fifth. Don't know what Graham Potter's going to do.
I think I'm not saying it's fifth based on the fact that Tottenham have a weak squad. I think Tottenham's squad is 1000% obviously Champions League quality. It's just dependent on whether Conte can actually get the best out of all these players, because I'm not convinced fully over 6 months.
Fair enough. But yeah, I've got Chelsea.
That's fair enough.
I just don't know what Potter's going to bring. I think he's a very good manager, but I don't know if he works at Chelsea. We've got a full video on Graham Potter out on the channel, so go and check that out. I just don't know if he brings what's needed. Who do you have in fourth position, Jabir?
You can have a guess. I don't want to say the name of the club.
I agree. I've also got them in fourth position. The red side.
Fourth.
The red side of Liverpool. Well, Liverpool.
They have a strong defence. Well, I don't even know about strong defence anymore. It's just a side that you simply cannot rule them out of anything. If they have they might always have like a bad run of games. However, they will always find a way. It's Liverpool. They will never find a way to not make top four. Especially in the season they lost Van Dijk, it seemed so unlikely, and they turned it around like that.
They did it. Yeah, it was very, very impressive. Yeah, I mean, I've also got them fourth. I just think Klopp's reached the end of the cycle with the players. I think he'll end up walking at the end of the season because he won't be told that he will get the investment that he wants, and I think he'll end up walking.
That's fair enough.
And I think that's the gist of it. We've got 3 teams left. Who do you have in third position?
I've just made a late. I'm going to keep it this way. In third, I've got Arsenal.
Okay.
I think Arsenal and Chelsea for second.
I was going to say Chelsea second.
Yeah, I think Chelsea second. I just think that I don't know. I have a feeling that Potter's going to absolutely smash it. Okay. I don't know what's making me feel this, but we'll see. But I think with these two, you can switch it around. But like, if you were to say Arsenal second, I can't blame you. But I'm saying Arsenal third just because they tend to finish the season badly.
Fair enough. I've got Spurs third.
Okay.
I like the squad. Like Conte. Simple, really.
Yeah, that's all there is.
This video is dragging, so we'll move on to second quite quickly. If you've listened to this from the video, well done. You must be about 35 minutes in. Who do you have in second?
Well, I have Chelsea. Because squad's good. However, now that I'm thinking of it, could potentially the lack of a true striker harm them because clearly, Breuer is obviously like a good striker that they have, but he's not getting started. Which
he might under Potter.
It's true, but then like if he wasn't starting on Tuchel, maybe that means he's causing some sort of thing back that we don't know. But
yeah, we don't know. Who knows? So you've got Chelsea second. I've got Arsenal second. It's a team that's together. It's a group that's with the manager. He's not going to change. The group's stable. The players know who's going to play week in, week out, and it's just going to work, and they're going to get second. But yeah, there's nothing more to say. I really like Arsenal this year. And then last but not least, it's the team that has a robot up top, Manchester City.
I've got Everton first, mate. Big fan. No, I don't know how they managed to do it, but their squad just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And now they've got you could say it, but he's arguably the best striker in the world. Behind the best creator in the world. It was never gonna fail. I thought I thought it would take a few months, but I think it's safe to say that he's hit the ground running.
He has. Yeah, first place for City. I think they'll smash it and could get 100 points. Go invincible maybe. Go win the Champions League maybe. They're incredible.
I'm still not convinced they'll win the Champions League. If they win the Champions League, the world's going to die.
The world's going to end, is it, Drew?
Yes.
Fair enough. All right.